Next up, we have the identity center, which is love, identity, and direction. When this is undefined, which is 43.5% of the population, there's an inconsistent sense of identity, and they tend to blend in and adapt with others and can fit in anywhere or nowhere. And they're here to be initiated into many ways of being. And always remember, if you're in the wrong place, you're with the wrong people. When the identity center is completely open, which is 7.7% of the population, there's no clear personality and no clear sense of direction. And they can feel like they're afloat or unsure of themselves, unsure where to go, who they are, and they often turn to others to direct and affirm them. They can be vulnerable to manipulation and conditioning dictates from others. And the gift is having a broad experience and a comprehension of the nature of being, self love, and the way we are designed to move through life.
This is a good one because it is love and direction. And the not self theme of an open identity center, be it have an activation or have, be it completely open. Am I still looking for love and direction? Am I confused about love and direction? And these words, love and direction, turn into a lot when you start, rolling it around in your tongue. You'll see come up with a lot of verbiage for love and direction for yourself. And that becomes a theme that isn't you. So this gift, which we'll get to in a second, becomes this beautiful capacity to find the right place. Having said that, I have a defined identity center, and I had to do just as much work as it related to I love me, because I had to convince the old conditioned definition that wasn't quite operating right to slow down and recognize.
And also that sense of, can you love me when I'm stuck in this defined way? Like,
Right,
I am who I am. I'm not going to change into someone else. Can you love me as who I am? Because I can't change
right.
it. So
Good
there,
one,
there's,
Moni.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
There's lovability issues for everyone,
for
just different
everyone. Well,
expressions.
it
Yeah.
is. The lovability issue when you're open and with a theme or not is just, I can't find it. It's something's missing. I seek it.
How can you love me if I'm amorphous? How can you love me if I'm not a set thing and I can change and I don't know who I am and I don't know where I'm going? How can you love that? I would
I want to
imagine.
know what love is, comes out of this
I want
openness.
you to tell me.
Yep, that's
Sorry.
right. I mean, that's the deepest of the not self of this, because the truth of the matter is the defined G center knows what it is for themselves when they peel away the layers of the conditioning and the homogenization, and the open one gets to experience it not only with themselves, but they get to experience it in the other. And when those two things align, they're generally in the right place. There's a statement Ra would always point out: if you're not in the right place, you're not with the right people. And that's written on here clearly. Now that becomes something you can actually count on. Are you feeling antsy? Does it not quite feel right there? You start not being with the right people, and that goes both ways. If you're not with the right people, it's going to make not the right place, even if it's your kitchen and a bunch of people are over, and suddenly it doesn't feel right. You're wicked sensitive to the need to be with the right place at the right time. You're wicked sensitive to be with the place that feels love to me, that feels powered to move in a direction, that feels it's not too extreme, it's not too boring, that feels all the things that are the themes of this G center. And the biggest one being, I'm in the right place and this seems to be the right time. And as soon as you have that feeling, it's up to you in the experiment to start to recognize, oh my God, I do love me. And the thing is, this is a hard one because in the beginning, sometimes you have to fake it to make it. But if you have a completely open identity center, G center, you start with a mantra that just says, I love me. No, I wicked do love me. And the very first times you hear it come out of your mouth, you might not fully believe it. It might feel unnatural. And if it does, then my instruction to you is good, repeat and keep repeating that like for the next, 6 or 7 months at least. Just keep saying it to yourself. It becomes normal. And then suddenly it helps align. You're already in your experiment. It aligns this open identity center to recognize I'm the arbiter of the right place and the right time in my life, all the way around. And whatever direction we're moving in, I'm aware that that keeps me in a right place or not. This is a good direction. It takes me out of my right place, not a good direction. That's what you become so wise on. This broad experience and comprehension of the nature of being is our nature of being with our love of ourself moving in a direction towards more beauty with others, shared. That's this overall keynote thing that you could place right on to this G center. Now you have a clear capacity to have a comprehension of all of that and the true nature of being, because you're open to each and every gate and the whole aspect of what is identity, the liver, the home of the magnetic monopole, the home of that thing that guides us and directs us onto and hooks us onto the nodes in our body graph. This is the link that connects us to our nodes in our body graph. So we know damn well we must love something because we keep moving in a direction either towards it or away from it. And if you're moving away from it, not good. Recognize you move towards the place where you feel good. It just feels like the right place. So allow that sense this isn't the right place. Yeah, you're right. Leave. Doesn't mean you can't find your way back there tomorrow. Maybe it is a good place. Go have lunch or something like this. Just didn't feel right now.
Yeah, it's really cool with undefined identities overall, but with the completely open identity, it's like they're here to try all the different ways of living and being and existing in the world. They're here to like have the buffet of these people live like this and these people live like this. They're the undefined identity people. They're all the travelers. They travel around to all these different places and where the wind takes them, and they get to experience all these different ways of living and being and loving and all the good stuff. And so use that to your benefit, as like Danny's saying, it's like this is a gauge. Is like, is this the right place for you? Is this the right way of being and loving? Is this the right direction? And it's funny, people with completely open identities, it's like I have a friend and she has no sense of direction or where she is. Even if it's her favorite restaurant and she's been there a million times, she needs to GPS it. And it's just like this funny thing where it's like you don't get locked in the same way a defined identity does, because it's like a defined identity, it's like a streetcar or a bus that is going on this specific route, going from downtown to uptown, going downtown to uptown, that's where I'm going. And when it's an undefined identity, they get to hop on the bus and, hey, do I like how this bus is driving and where it's going? Cool. If I don't like it, this is a weird part of town, they're going to jump off and they could jump onto someone else's bus line that's going to another set place because it's a set route when it's defined.
Yeah, absolutely. A cool thing to notice is I consider this center important as it relates to the gates that are pointing at it when it's open, not when it's defined. When it's defined, it's like the rest of the centers, but when it's open, undefined, whether there's themes or not, completely open. If gate 14 is pointing at it, in order to find your identity and prove your love of yourself in the right place, you're going to work too hard. You're not going to stop. 29 off the top of the sacral, same thing. You're going to get into these commitments that aren't necessarily right for you, and you're going to have lots of anxiety about, is it the right one? Is it putting me in the right place? And you're going to go back and forth, and you're going to break most of those commitments as a not self being, as someone who's not following strategy and authority. Identity pointing at the sacral pointing at gate 10, right? Potentially with gate 34, you got to look at that theme because the identity is going to want to look where it can have power and move towards and become. So, because it's such a sensitive place, this is our compass, our locator, our director towards. And it's so important. It houses, I mean, just take this in. It houses only two incarnation crosses. It's the only home where a full incarnation cross is wholly in one center. Is that true?
What's
Is
that?
there another center that houses the entirety of any incarnation cross?
Just
That's
the
what I thought.
identity center with the vessel of love and the sphinx. Yeah.
So, and then if that's not enough of a coincidence, it's important. Now, obviously, this was an important center that it worked out this way. It houses the two incarnation crosses that peg out the wheel, that set the wheel is the thing. They set the wheel in its particular place to let the rest of the genetics work out. It divides the wheel in its even 8 different parts. I think it's the only center with only 8 gates in it as well. It's very unique. We got sevens, we got nines, we got an 11, we got a 3, we got a 6 and a 4,
Bingo.
and one, and yep, and 1 8.
Sorry.
It's so funny, Moni. While I'm doing that, my head is I'm witnessing it in my head is the thing. I'm counting. That's why my
And,
eyes always go up. I'm counting.
and I'm just a class clown. You
It's,
ready for our celebrities?
yeah, let's see these guys.
These are some good ones. So, our celebrities with completely open identity centers, we have David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, which is absolutely ridiculous because both of them, it's like, who am I? Who am I and what am I going to be? Like, David Bowie had all his different personas. Like, he had Ziggy Stardust and Aladdin Sane and the Great White Duke, and he had all these different, like, identities and personas that he played into. And which one was he? Like, all of them and none of them. He was the exploration of these identity centers. And like Freddie
But he
Mercury,
was the same. He was changing his way over and over again. And his
he
pageantry was off the hook.
Oh yeah. And the other interesting one with Freddie Mercury is there's a video clip you can find it of like him in the recording studio and he was trying to explain to the drummer what he wanted the rhythm to be and how to do it. And it's like he was gauging the direction of where this drummer would take the song and he was like, "No, it's like ba da ba ba ba." And that's like he's like, "That's not it. That's not it." And the drummer kept doing it until finally like the drummer understood the direction that Freddie was perceiving and where he wanted to take it. And you could see in this clip, he's like, yes, that is it. That is it. Like his open identity was gauging where the drummer was going to take them and he needed it to be the right place.
That's amazing.
I know. I thought that was a cool one. You could see now we have different actors, a couple comedians, but there's almost like a blank slate. Like Tom Hanks has a very blank slate kind of guy who can then like be these different types of characters. Drew Carey is like another one with his like Buddy Holly glasses. Like he's kind of very plain. Bryan Cranston is a really, really cool example. He's the guy who was the dad in Malcolm in the Middle, and he would go to all these crazy places and do all these wild and hilarious things. But then he was also in Breaking Bad. And the whole thing with Breaking Bad was you're watching this mild mannered, nerdy, awkward chemistry teacher completely transform his entire identity into like, drug lord, kingpin, crazy guy. And so Bryan Cranston having completely open identity, he could fully express that range. Like he wasn't, Walter White. He's not that evil, but he's playing in that actor space of the full range of that, huge shift. There's also Kate Middleton, so open identity who could then like step into the identity of princess and eventual queen and can play into that. Matt LeBlanc, Steve Carell, Jimmy Fallon, all these kind of comedians, and they kind of have this blank slate aspect to them, but then they can go in all these silly directions.
Jimmy Fallon always shows this amazing surprise that wherever he is in his show when he does his late night show, doesn't matter who comes on, he's always newly surprised at how he is where he is type thing. It's like
How
it's
did
what
I
I
get
notice
here?
in his face, in his way, and it's cool. And then he goes with it. It's always I'm going with what's here, you know.
But these are like really fun examples, I think, to kind of show the range of the completely open identity. And you actually see it like undefined identities. You can see it a lot with a lot of actors and actresses, and just the completely open. It's like the Tom Hanks thing. There's just kind of this blank slate, and then he can play this range of roles from there.
I'm looking at Tom Hanks. Yeah, I'm just realizing that huge range of roles. He could be anybody.